Assalamualaikum. My name is Alias Tek Ming and my supervisor is Dr. Shamimi. My final year project title is Leaf Classification of Celery and Coriander using Convolutional Neural Network. This is the research background. First, herb is a flowering plant whose stem above ground does not become woody. Plants and herbs are one of the ingredients used in cooking daily by Malaysians. The uses of herbs consist of culinary, medicine, and acts as a preservative. Herbs improve taste of overall dish. It has aromatic qualities, which is a nice scent, and it can be a garnish. It also has several health benefits. Continue. Examples of herbs commonly found in Malaysia are daun kesum, curry leaves, pandan leaves, celery, and coriander. This study is important because herb in Malaysia appears to be filled with intriguing trends and prospects. Next, the problem statement. Many people have difficulty in identifying herbs, especially young people. Due to this, they are probably reluctant in exploring and experimenting with different herbs in their cooking. Zhao and other authors in 2020 state that it is challenging to distinguish between herb species due to their resemblance to one another. Another study also states that they look quite the same and are often mistaken by a lot of people. To differentiate between celery and coriander by using naked eyes is difficult because they are quite the same in size, shape, and color. Just by looking at the leaves, confusion still occurs among especially young people. Youngsters that are just starting to cook will face this problem. This is the research questions. First, what are the characteristics of both celery and coriander based on their leaf shape? Second, how to compare several convolutional neural network CNN models based on the data to classify both herbs. The last one is how to develop a system that can classify the celery and coriander based on the selected model. The research objectives. First, to identify the characteristics that differentiate celery and coriander based on their leaf shape. Next, to compare several CNN models in classifying the herbs celery and coriander. And the last one is to develop a system that can classify celery and coriander based on the selected model. The research scope. First, my study is to develop an image processing system that can classify the herbs celery and coriander. The images of the herb will be captured manually using a phone camera. 500 images for each herb is taken with a white background. The users intended are youngsters or young people or new cook. The input will be the plant leaf images and the output will be the herb's name. The significance of this study, first, to ensure people, especially youngsters, to correctly identify the similar looking herbs in cooking. Next, to nurture the interests of young people to use celery and coriander in their cooking. And lastly, to promote knowledge about celery and coriander and their daily uses in life. This is the literature review. The mindmap of literature review consists of overall study, domain, techniques, and also related works. The domain of this study is leaf classification, deep learning, and taxonomy. The techniques is convolutional neural network. The related or previous studies consist of same domain and different techniques, and also same techniques but different domain. This is the table of literature review of same domain and different techniques. This is the table of literature review for same techniques, which is convolutional neural network, but with different domain. This is the research methodology overview. It consists of 3 phases. The first phase includes preliminary study, which is to identify the problems and the background study. Next, knowledge acquisition, which is to review the articles and also the case study of the domain, techniques, and related works. And the last one for phase number 1 is data collection, which is to collect images of celery and coriander leaves for the datasets. The next phase consists of data augmentation, which is to augmentation of the leaf images from the dataset to increase the variation and size of dataset. The techniques included are horizontal and vertical flips, rotate, and zoom. Next, architecture design. This is the phase where CNN model layers are being designed and also to design the image recognition architecture. Third elements in phase 2 is model evaluation. This is where to prepare the 3 CNN models to be evaluated and compared, experiment and train the models, and evaluate each model. The comparison between the models is to select the best one based on the performance. The last phase includes system development, is to code the system using the selected model. System testing is to test the functionality of the system and evaluate possible errors. The last one is documentation, which is to write a full report of this study. For the expected outcome, I designed a prototype for this system. So this is the front page or the interface, which is titled celery or coriander, daun soup atau ketumbar. Next, the system will need to allow the access to camera to capture the images. this is the input sample of an image of a plant. Next, the system will give the name of the plant, for example, coriander or daun ketumbar. So this is the sample output, which is the herb's name. This is the Gantt chart for the final year project, which includes this semester and the next semester. So this semester, I've done preliminary study, knowledge acquisition, and data collection. So I'm planning to make the task data augmentation and the rest for the next semester. This is some of the references that I have referenced. So most of these are articles. Thank you for listening.